Well, what a night it was. I'll tell you, New Hampshire, I was here with a lot of you guys. I'm going to get to some of your comments in just a little bit, but we were here live. This is a live show. And as soon as that news crossed, we had it. But what stunned me, what shocked me, was how quickly it crossed. I mean, right away, we knew that Donald Trump had won New Hampshire. He took to the podium there in Nashua for a victory lap, congratulating everybody who had worked on the campaign, because believe me, a lot went into this in terms of trying to beat the so-called establishment, if you would, in the Granite State. Watch.
Fantastic state. This is a great, great state. You know, we won New Hampshire 3 times now, three. We win it every time. We win the primary, we win the generals, we've won it, and it's a very, very special place to me. It's very important. If you remember, in 2016, we came here and we needed that win, and we won by 21 points, and it was great. And today, I have to tell you, it was very interesting because I said, wow, what a great victory. But then somebody ran up to the stage all dressed up nicely when it was at 7, but now I just walked up and it's at 14. But she ran up when it was 7, and, you know, we have to do what's good for our party. And she was up, and I said, wow, she's doing like a speech like she won. She didn't win, she lost. And, you know, last week we had a little bit of a problem, and if you remember, Ron was very upset because she ran up and she pretended she won Iowa. And I looked around, I said, didn't she come in 3rd? Yeah, she came in 3rd. And then I looked at the polls. She was talking about most winnability, who's going to win, and I had one put up. I don't know if you see it, but I have one put up. We've won almost every single poll in the last 3 months against crooked Joe Biden, almost every poll. And she doesn't win those polls. And she doesn't win those. This is not your typical victory speech, but let's not have somebody take a victory when she had a very bad night. She had a very bad night. And you have the now very unpopular governor of this state. This guy, he's got to be on something. I've never seen anybody with energy. He's like hopscotch. And, you know, I'm watching this guy, and 2 weeks ago, he said, we're going to win in the landslide, we're going to win. About 3 days ago, he started saying, well, we want to do well. That's a big difference. But I walked out just now, we're 14 points up, and I don't know what it's going to be. But when she was up here, it was like 6 or 7. And, you know, with like 7% of the vote counted. Now, let me just tell you, we had an unbelievable week last week. And
Wow. Okay. Thanks to Fox, which was the pool camera over on that one, for bringing that to us. We can have another conversation about them. But wow, Donald Trump really having an unusual, he admitted it, right? It was an unusual victory speech. So you got to give him some points for at least owning up to that. It was unusual. But here's the thing, guys. It's an unusual moment. In other words, it's pretty clear who most Republicans would like to see as their candidate. And yet you got the stragglers out there, one straggler in particular, who, by the way, they had a once very nice relationship. He appointed her to the UN, right? So they worked together and they had a successful enough sort of working relationship that they respected each other enough. I mean, he wasn't that harsh on her, but some people have complained, well, you know what? It wasn't magnanimous enough. I'm sorry, this is still a fight, ladies and gentlemen. It is still a fight for him. And he needs to basically have her on the team or off the team. What's curious about all of this is that she's sticking with it, which has me asking, I mean, how deep are those pockets? Who's spending all this money? She's got enough money to stay in the game. Watch her here promising New Hampshire that it was not over.
I want to congratulate Donald Trump on his victory tonight. He earned it, and I want to acknowledge that. Now, you've all heard the chatter among the political class. They're falling all over themselves, saying this race is over. It's not over. Well, I have news for all of them. New Hampshire is first in the nation. It is not the last in the nation. from over. There are dozens of states left to go.
Okay, well, you got to win them, right? Like, you can't keep coming in second or third and think that that's going to do it. No, Nikki, I'm sorry. You got to win, okay? Now, look, it's been done before. That's why they called Clinton the comeback kid. He lost New Hampshire, went on to win South Carolina. Do we think Nikki Haley is going to win South Carolina? What do you guys think, right? I can just tell you, I'm looking at the polls right now, and she's down like 30. So that's going to be really, really, really tough for her. And it's our home state on top of it. So kind of embarrassing. I'm talking about rubbing salt in the wound. Now, look, again, let me just say, like, having lots of people out there, lots of ideas, all a good thing. But you got to start at some point to coalesce around the person that you want to win. Because otherwise, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do not want another 4 years of Joe Biden. I think we've seen the proof is in the pudding, as they say, just exactly what Bidenomics, that'll go down in infamy, means for our country. What a borderless society means for our country. What chaos overseas and a lack of respect means for our country. So it's very clear that at some point, when the train leaves the station, you're kind of on it or you're not. The question is, where is Nikki Haley in all of this? And why on earth is she still there? How much money does she really have?